Hi everyone. Good morning and good evening if you're in different time zone. Thanks for joining today's Salesforce development training from SV Texas. This particular course is especially designed for the Salesforce development. To learn this development course, the prerequisite of this particular course is Salesforce administration. Make sure you have to be know about the Salesforce administrative functionality. Okay, let we start for today's demo. Yeah. Okay, before start this particular demo, who am I? Okay, here my name is Kishore Kumar. I do have almost 11 plus years of experience into Salesforce. I'm 12x certified Salesforce professional. As I'm currently working as a technical lead, this is all about me. I have to be update my certification and all. Yeah. Okay, in this particular development training, what are modules we will gonna cover? Okay, what you will learn from this Salesforce development, you know. Okay. Okay, in this particular course, we will be teach from the classic to lightning. You know, classic means, older version. The Salesforce UI is classified into two different things. One is the classic, another one is the lightning. Classic is the older version, newer version is lightning. Here, in this training programming, we will be teach classic to lightning. Means, classic is nothing but visual force based. What is the need to learn this visual force based? Now the trending is lightning and LWC. Okay. Okay. It's like 100% correct because some of the existing project they are doing migrating from classic to LWC. Means first of all, when you develop, you have to be know some basic idea of the visual force based functionality of it gonna work. That is the reason we will be cover visual force based. In this training, we will be teach from base level to advanced level. Okay, if you doesn't have any coding background, no need to worry. Yeah. Okay, we have to be keep in mind, we will be start this training from base level, means from the scratch to advanced level. you know okay, first of all, we will be teach the visual force space. Okay, the classic version, how we can create visual force space, where the visual force space will be used. Okay, some of the functionality like to insert the data or to be display the data, as well as we will be teach some of the action functions in visual force space and everything. Once we have completed visual force space, then we start the Apex classes. We can call in Salesforce as controller. Okay. Apex class basically to build the business logic within Salesforce programmatically. The Salesforce provide one of the object-oriented programming language like Whoops Future. That is Apex. Apex is similar to core Java only. But okay, no need to worry. This is the simple and clean programming language. Okay. Some of the basic concepts are there. If you are good on that, you will be good programmer. But you have to do kind of practice in different ways. Okay. Okay. Once we can complete Apex and everything, we'll be go for lightning. First of all, we will be teach with the lightning aura component. Aura is a component based framework. Okay. Before coming this LWC, Aura came in the year 2015. Okay. Here, okay, whenever you build any lightning component or anything, why the Salesforce introduced the with lightning? Lightning is the new modern UI built to the user, as well as earlier classic version is compatible to your desktop. It is not much compatible to for your mobile desktop and everything. You have to be write different code for the device and everything. But the Salesforce came up with the lightning, okay, to build modern UI with more responsible on to work on any device. The single component will be work on a number of devices, okay, some different device, as well as okay, it will be more quicker, faster because it is completely based on some SLDS, Salesforce Lightning Design System, then JavaScript and everything. Okay, in the year 2019, the Salesforce introduced one of the particular Lightning Web component. You know, it will be run on ECMAScript 7 model. What is mean of ECMAScript 7? You know, Okay, it will be more and more web standard and less framework. Compared to Lightning Aura, Lightning web components will be a more quicker, faster to work. As well as, okay, you can build natively code. Okay, it is completely work natively on the particular browser. Okay, the Lightning web component is completely built on custom HTML. Means actually it will be work on HTML and JavaScript. It is completely work on DOM structure. Okay, Lightning web component came in the year 2019. Nowadays, most of companies are they start building their complete okay the user interface UI and everything with the help of Lightning web components. Okay, if you know this Lightning web component, you are most demandable person in the particular okay market. Okay, then we will be teach integrations also. Integration also plays key role in the development part. What is integration? Why we have to learn integration? You know, okay, in this market we have a number of other technology, a number of databases and everything. For example, whenever you have to be integrated from Salesforce to any other external system, okay, like we do have weather report or we do have some different companies. For example, there will be different database, SQL server, SAP, then Oracle, like that. For example, whenever you have to be integrated from Salesforce to any external system, you have to be know about integration. Through this integration only, you have to be exchange data from one source to another source. Okay. See, in this development, we will be cover 5 different modules. Okay. But we will be put more attention on the lightning hour and lightning web component, less attention on the visual force based class because no one using the classic, frankly telling. Because of why we have to be teach means some of existing project may have already in the visual force based classic version. Now they have migrating from classic to lightning. If you know, it will be add on to you. Okay, that is the reason we'll be teach on visual force page also. This is all will be covered in this development training. Is this clear to you, everyone? If yes, go to the next slide. First of all, we know about Salesforce architecture. Most of people is already know. We have already attended the Salesforce administrative training. We already okay discussed about the architecture about Salesforce. The Salesforce having type of architecture as MVC. M is nothing but model. Model comes under database to store any information. We have to be use model. Then V is nothing but viewing of the particular data. That okay, particular data it will become as front end. We may call it as user interface. Okay, if we have to be display the data on UI or anything, we can view by using this particular view. Okay, then C is nothing but controller to build any logic or to make the connectivity from your front end to back end. The controller will be help. The Salesforce by default, if you take user interface, the Salesforce by default provides some of the framework like that, tabs, apps, okay, list views, the record type they provide. No need to write any code. But sometimes each and every client requirement you may not achievable through the standard UI. Okay, standard UI. For that, you have to be go with coding. For that coding, the user interface you will be achieved through this particular concept like visual force space or lightning aura component or lightning web component. We may call this one as LWC. Okay, the UI will be there. Like in classic, if you are working classic, then you can go with visual force space. If you will be working on lightning, you have to be build your components on lightning aura and lightning web component. Lightning aura and lightning web component, these are coexisting in lightning. Okay, they can be talk each other. Okay, it will be look like the UI also, it will be same only. Okay, UI, is this clear? Then controller business logic. What is this business logic? You know, the Salesforce by default provides some of the declarative framework like workflows, approval process, validation rule, record type. Okay, everything will be provided by default, but each and every requirement we may not achieve through the standard functionality like some declarative framework. If the requirement may not be achievable through declarative, for that time we have to be go with coding. For that coding, the Salesforce introduced one of the object oriented programming language, that is apex. This is similar to core Java. By using apex, we can build all the business logic, custom business logic in the Salesforce. We can build using Apex. Okay, Apex plays the key role in all, okay, any particular UI development. Okay, then database prospect. Database is nothing but to store any record information in Salesforce. We have database. You know, the Salesforce introduced some of the objects. Okay, we already discussed it. S object. S object is nothing but not standard object. S object is nothing but it's a Salesforce object. It holds all standard and custom object information. You know, the Salesforce by default provide some of the standard objects because those all related to Salesforce CRM. Like they already provide some account, contact, opportunity, lead, campaign, case, opportunity line item, then okay, user, all will be standard object. Then custom objects are nothing but as per the client requirement, how to be create the data model structure by our own. Those all are we can call as custom objects. Okay. For development, you have to be use Visual Force Space. In UI Prosperity, you have to be use Lightning and LWC, Lightning Web Component. For the business logic perspective, you have to be work on the Apex coding. Okay. You know, first of all, you know, what is the difference between declarative and programmatic structure in the Salesforce? Declarative is nothing but it's like in point and click. Without writing any code, you have to be utilize the particular functionality inside Salesforce. That is declarative. Programmatically means you have to write something in the logic. You have to be write. Those all are we may call as programmatical. Okay, if you have built anything in that particular development, we may call as programmatic. You know, in the particular model, you know, the Salesforce having type of architecture as MVC, model view controller, right? First, let me see the model. The Salesforce by default provide declarative tool means the particular object. If you have to be create object, we can go to object manager, then click on new and everything. Programmatically means you have to be build something like that Apex classes and all, right? Apex classes, there will be type of S object. S object is also one of the type. Okay, non-primitive type. It holds any kind of object information. Then to store any particular values information or anything, we can create some wrapper class and everything. We'll be discussed in detail in our further development classes and everything. First time if you are here, it will be give little bit confusion. Okay, no need to worry. For the controller, the business logic. Okay, business logic, you know, automation process we may call this. Automation process is nothing but whenever perform, okay, whenever record get created or whenever record get updated, have to be perform some actions automatically in the system. You know, the Salesforce provide some of the automation process like workflows, approval process builder, lightning flows, and everything. You know, we already discussed in detail more about this particular in our administrative class, right? Okay. For example, some of the requirement may not be achievable through the standard workflows, process builder, lightning flow, because you may have to be compared 3 to 4 object information in the criteria for the functionality we may not achieve. Okay. If we have to be, okay, actually, if you have to be achieve the functionality, we have to be go with programmatical. For that programming perspective, you have to be write apex class or you have to be handled to the trigger. Okay. Trigger is an event, it will perform some action automatically whenever record get creates, update or delete or undelete. Like that. if you have to be perform any event, it will be execute automatically based on the event you define. Then viewing perspective, the Salesforce by default provide page layouts, tab, lightning app, lightning pages, actually home page, record page. The Salesforce by default provides some of the standard views. But each and every client UI, we may not be achievable through this declarative. For that, we have to be go with programmatically. For that, if you are using classic, then you have to be build your UI component by using Visual Force. Or if you are using Lightning, you have to be built using the Lightning Aura or LWC. Clear? First of all, let me start with Apex. Okay. What is an Apex? Okay. In this particular development course, Apex plays key role in the development. First of all, even we will be start with Apex only. That is the reason I'm giving some idea about what is an Apex. Because within the demo session, I will not cover each and everything. Just I will give some basic idea what is Apex, what is Lightning component, how it works, and integration and everything. But I cannot teach in detail because the completion of whole development course it will take 80 hours. It may take 1.5 to 2 months. It will take to be completed. Okay, each day have 1.5 to 2 hours session. Okay, what is an Apex? Okay, Apex is a proprietary language developed by Salesforce.com. It is a strongly typed and object-oriented programming language that allows developer to execute flows, transactional control statement on Salesforce server in conjunction with calls to the API. The Apex is a strongly typed object-oriented programming language. What is mean of object-oriented programming language? We'll see. By using Apex, we can call something functionality or we can perform transactional statement. Transactional statement means DML operation, like you have to be do kind of insert the particular record, or you have to be do update record, or you have to be do delete the record to the programmatically. Okay. Apex syntax is look like core Java, but not that much complex in Java. It is a simple clean because there is no database connection, nothing in the Salesforce. This is the simple programming language. Okay. But the syntax and everything look like the core Java. Okay. You can use Apex programming language to add custom logic to your application. So by using Apex, if you want to add any of your custom logic, you can add that you can do by using this Apex. First of all, we will be seen about Apex is a strongly typed and object-oriented programming, right? What is mean of object-oriented programming language? Okay. Okay. Actually, what it is, why we have to be learned. If we have some basic idea about these software courses, within the market, we do have C, C++, Java, .NET, then Salesforce Apex. Earlier C came into the market, right? C basically, okay, is a function-oriented programming language. It's not object-oriented programming. Means you have to be write each and every logic within C. Okay, functions only. But C++ onwards, C++, Java, Visual Studio, .NET, and Salesforce Apex, those all are object-oriented programming language. What is mean of object-oriented programming language means? OOPS is nothing but object-oriented programming. Is programming technique that uses the real-world platform to create programming. Okay, the basically object-oriented programming means you have to be built all your logics and everything within the class. Okay, first of all, object-oriented programming is how different features are there. Okay, basically groups features will be there. What they does means why we have to be go for groups means you can first of all you have to be built all logic in one place. Another thing is we can call one particular logic into somewhere logic to be called into this logic. The reusability will be the main thing. Okay. Another thing is we have to be hide or visible any particular content as per the client requirement. Those things we can simply achievable through this object-oriented programming language. Without writing much code, we have to be a lot of advantage with this object-oriented programming language. For that is the reason C++ onwards, each and every programming language was built on hoops only. First, let me discuss about what are the main pillars on object-oriented programming language, or we may call as hoops features. Can you please tell some of the hoops features? First one is encapsulation, abstraction, then polymorphism, then inheritance. What is this encapsulation? Encapsulation is nothing but binding of all your programming elements into a single class. Okay, single place. That is the encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but binding the data together in a single unit is encapsulation. Like the ATM machine, in which we don't know inside ATM, but we use that machine to withdraw money. Correct or not? We don't know actually. Okay, what logic to be built within the mission, actually, like how much money that we don't know, but we simply utilize this ATM machine to withdraw particular money or withdraw deposit we can do. Means binding of the data together in a single unit, that is the encapsulation. Then second whoops feature is second one is abstraction. What is mean of abstraction? Abstraction is nothing but hiding of the data, or you can show only showing the necessary part. You can visible or hide the particular data within Salesforce effects by using with the help of abstraction. Let's say in car, you just need seat, steering wheel, gears, but you don't need to look the engine petrol tank extra. Correct or not? Whenever you have to be drive a car, you have to be see whether I have a place to drive or not. Okay, you will be more focusing on your gears and steering, but you are not looking about the particular engine petrol. Those will be in hide only, but you have to be visible the required things only. You have to be hide the particular data through programmatically. You can do with the help of this abstraction feature. Then polymorphism. The third whoops feature will be polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism is a concept which describes the process that performing single action is work in different ways. In short, polymorphism means many forms. In terms of programming language, you can declare multiple methods with the same name until they have different characteristics or parameter. Polymorphism is nothing but the basically Apex class, right? Apex class containing collection of variables and method. Polymorphism is nothing but more than one method with same name only, but the parameters are different. The method name is nothing but calculation. What calculation? In the parameter, if you do addition, it will be add. If you do subtraction, it will be minus kind of thing. It will be multiply. Okay, asterisk symbol, it will be do multiply. Okay. The only one logic based on the sign, it will perform some n number of action. Okay. Without writing the method, different methods or anything, we can write only one method. The based on the parameter and everything, it will be work like that. Or actually, okay, more than method with the same name, but based on the type, parameter and everything, it will be called the related method. Okay, that is polymorphism. Okay, then inheritance. Inheritance is one of the most powerful feature in Whoop's future. What we do with this inheritance? Inheritance is nothing but reusability of the particular code. There is a logic was built on one class. That class functionality feature you have to be called into another class through this inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but you have to be called. Okay, actually you have to be define one class. You have to be called another class to the particular existing class by using with the help of extends keyword. Whenever you have to be call the class, whatever the features in the class, the same features you will be get in this class. Inheritance is nothing but reusability of the particular functionality from one class to another class without writing the same logic again and again. You have to be utilized with this inheritance. Okay, these all are about Webb's features. Then futures of Apex language. Basically, by using Apex, what we do, first of all, Apex is a case insensitive. Okay. If it is small or capital, both will be treated same only. There is no difference. Case sensitive is nothing but there is a difference between small and capital letter. Okay, Apex is case insensitive. By using Apex, you can perform the DML operations like you can create a record or you can update an existing record information or you can do kind of upset also. Upset is nothing but it will be a give combination of both insert and update. For that, we can call as upset. As well as you can delete the record also. Delete means you can remove the existing record from the object. That is also you can do by using with the help of this particular Apex. Okay. Okay. Apart from this DML operation, you can query your record information through programmatically with the help of Sockwell. Sockwell is nothing but Salesforce object query language. Okay. By using the Sockwell, you have to be query your object record information programmatically. This is we may call the select query. In Oracle SQL Server, we have to be write query like a select star from employee. Means whatever the data will be there in employee, all the data you have to be fetched. Similarly, if you have to be query any record within Salesforce Apex, you have to be write SQL query. SQL means SOQL. SOQL means Salesforce Object Query Language. It will be to querying any record that term. Okay, for that we have to be software. You have to be query on object only. Then saucer. One more concept the Salesforce introduced. Salesforce object set language will be called as saucer. What is the main purpose of saucer is if you have to be find any particular text data, you have to write saucer query. For example, okay, if you define SV text out, for example, how many records are existing with the name SV text out? All the records you will be getting. The main difference between Sockwell and Social is Sockwell is the okay to make select query to fetch the data from S object. Social is nothing but to find the record based on the text you have entered. Find the record based on the text you have entered. Sockwell means query the record from S object. By using Sockwell, we can query only one object data at a time. But in Saucer, you can find that. Okay, you can find the record based on the text on more than one object, as well as allow you to by using Apex, allow you to create unit tests to execute them, verify the code coverage and efficiency of the code in Apex. Basically, we already discussed in our administrative, there will be a deployment process will be there, right? What is mean of deployment? To moving the component from one environment to another environment. For example, if we have already in Apex classes, trigger, batch classes, scheduler classes and all, if we have to be move those development components from your sandbox to sandbox or sandbox to production, you have to be require some code coverage. The Salesforce strictly mentioned you have to be required to maintain 75% of code coverage. Then only you have to be moved your code from your sandbox to production. Okay. Further, you have to be write some test classes. Okay. You can create unit tests to execute them, verify the code coverage and efficiency. Test class is one of the extra development activity. You have to be write test class to be cover the existing class lines. These are the features of Apex language. Okay. Okay, here actually, how it look like an Apex class structure and everything. For example, the class structure. Okay, here let me log in into my Salesforce. Okay, then you have to be go to the developer console. If you click on developer console, it will be open. Developer console is the Salesforce internal tool. You can do all kind of development activity, or you can query the record information, or you can create any particular development component. Whenever you click on file, you have new button, right? You can create all your development component. You can create Apex class, trigger, visual force page, lightning component, lightning event. You can do anything by using this developer console. Now we're currently discussing about Apex class. Whenever you click on Apex class, okay, just I am giving my class name is hello world. Okay. If I click on OK, the Salesforce automatically create the class structure. First of all, this is one of the Apex class structure syntax, Apex class syntax. First, you have to be define access specifier. What is mean of access specifier? Access specifier means, okay, you can visible or hide the particular class. For that, you have to be define the access specifier. It can be a private, public, global, like that you can define. The class is a keyword. The class name is user defined name. The structure will be access specifier, class name. Within this particular class, you have to be built logic. This class containing the collection of variables and method. Variables is nothing but to store any kind of information or anything you can use variables to store any information. We can use variable. Methods are nothing but to perform any logic in Apex class. We can do by using with this method only. Variables are nothing but to store any kind of information. Methods are nothing but to perform some logic. The class is nothing but it will be a collection of variables and methods. Clear? This is the class structure: private, public, global. Then class name is nothing but method name. You can use implements or extends like inheritance, or to call any particular interface. We can use implements like that. Class containing collection of variables and methods. This is the simple structure of an Apex class. We have to be learn how we can create variable, how we can create a method. Then actually how we have to be implement the particular logic inside the method, how we can call one method into another method, like some of the Salesforce development features and everything we will be seeing the Apex development. Now, let me quickly move into the lightning component. What is lightning component? The lightning came earlier. We do have two different UI versions are there. One is the classic, another one is lightning. Classic came in the 2009, but lightning came, the Salesforce introduced the lightning came into the market 2015. Okay. What is first of all a lightning? Lightning. Okay. Lightning is completely the Salesforce lightning is a component-based framework. It is generated towards the developing custom dynamic mobile apps or web apps in lightning experience using single page application architecture. It is based on HTML5. HTML5 means it will be work on HTML5, JavaScript, and CSS. And it is also followed MVC design architecture. Okay. Lightning is strongly coupled with Apex for the server side calls. Here, whenever use Lightning component, whenever use Apex anything, if you have to be pass data to your Apex class from Lightning, or to fetch data from your Apex class to Lightning, the data transformation and everything will be happen in the form of JSON. Another most advantage by using this Lightning supported the responsive design. Means, okay, whenever you build any Lightning component, the same Lightning component you have to be used on your mobile device, okay, desktop device, then tablet device. Okay. Here, okay, you can write the same code you have to be utilized in any device. Earlier, you have to be write different codes for each device. That is the reason Lightning is the, okay, it's like in, okay, responsive design. Lightning framework is built on top of Aura framework. Aura is an open source framework developed by Salesforce. Okay. To create any lightning component or anything, you can go to file, click on new. You have to be see lightning component as okay. Okay, lightning component is there. Okay, if you click on lightning component, the Salesforce will be asked, okay, what name you want to give for this lightning component. My first lightning component. You can give the name as well as you can give the description. What is the purpose you are creating this lightning component? As well as there will be different, okay, different interfaces will be there. The configuration options, component configurations option. You know, lightning tab, page, record page, experience builder site page, lightning quick action. You know, these particular configurations will be determined where you want to be use this particular component in your Salesforce. For example, if you have to be make your lightning component as a tab, you have to be check this one. The lightning page is there, record page, home page like that. If you want to be add this particular component as under record page or home page, you have to be enable this one. Okay, lightning page. Then record page is nothing but record page on any account page or supplier page or customer page, employee page. You have to be at, you have to be enable this one. Like this, like community, quick action, nothing but okay, buttons and actions, right? If you like, okay, if you can create any quick actions or any button, if you have to be place this particular component, make sure you have to be add this particular interface. Okay, configurations option. For each configuration option, by default, it sets some of the interface. Lightning quick action. If you click on save, it create one of the component. Okay, whenever you create a component, by default, the Salesforce, you have selected interface. Like, okay, you selected some configuration option, right? Okay, to be use my component as a tab, means app postable. Whenever you add this particular interface, automatically this particular component will be displaying in your while creation of tab. Then lightning quick action means whenever you create any quick action, that particular quick action, okay, quick action doesn't like button only. That okay, within the particular button, you can call this particular component. Further, we have to use interface. The main purpose of this particular interface, where we have to be use my component. Further, you have to be define the different interfaces. Clear? For example, let me show you. I want to be created tab for this lightning component. If we have to be click on tab, you can click on setup menu. In quick find box, you have to be search for tab. Tab creation in multiple ways. Custom object tab, web tab, visual force page, lightning component, and everything, right? Okay, if you scroll down, there will be lightning component tab is there. If you click on new button, automatically your component get displayed or not? Yeah. This is component we just created. For example, if I remove my particular interface, force colon app hostable. If I click on save, I remove the interface, force colon app hostable. In that case, it was saved actually. If you have refresh the component or you have to be try to open one more time. If you click on new component, see, is your component is displayed? Because you have to be define the related interface. Interface determine where you have to be utilize this particular component. Okay. For that, you have to be define the interface. Is this clear? See, whenever you create any lightning component or anything, by default, it will come some different bundles are there. Component bundle, controller bundle, helper, style, document, renderer, design as widget. Each bundle has the specific purpose. We'll be see more and more examples on Lightning component with for each interface, how it work, as well as each bundle, how it work, what is the main purpose of each and every bundle. We'll be see in real time with more and more scenario. Okay. This is all about Lightning component. Then let we discuss later on Lightning web component. What is this Lightning web component? Lightning web component means we may call as LWC. LWC is the LWC is a new programming model to develop the Salesforce Lightning component. The Lightning web components are custom HTML element which was built on HTML and modern JavaScript. Lightning web component uses the core web component standards and provide only what necessary to perform well in the browser supported by Salesforce because it is built on code that runs natively on the browser. Lightning web component is a lightweight, deliver exceptional performance. Okay, it will be give very quick performance here. Whenever you have to be use LWC, no need to be depending on server side call. Server side call means on through the apex, no need to depend much on apex. But in lightning aura, you have to be write lot of code for each and everything you may depending on the particular lightning web component aura because it will be more and more fair to framework kind of. But in LWC is not like that. Okay. LWC is the more standard framework. No need to be depend much on the server side. Everything you have to be handled using the client side only. That is the LWC is a lightweight and delivers exceptional performance. Most of the code you write in standard JavaScript and HTML. LWC comes with many different advantages over our component as follows. It like better performance. Okay, compared to the Lightning Aura, LWC it work more faster because it is a lightweight framework. Okay, LWC follow the modern web standards means without depending on the server side, each and everything you have to be handled within the client side by using HTML and okay JavaScript. It is compatibility with Aura component. Aura and LWC both will be coexist each other. Okay. Then fasting loading sites means whenever you have built your component to be display data, okay, display data and everything, it will be call very fast and display the data. Okay. LWC will give the better security, better testing, better browser compatibility. Another thing is it is easy to develop the particular LWC component. See, to create any LWC component, where we have to be create, we already sent to create one of the lightning component, right? Lightning component. But if you can go to the developer console, if you click on new, you cannot create your lightning web component here. To create your lightning web component, make sure you have Visual Studio Code, VS Code. Okay, you have Visual Studio Code. Okay, first of all, Visual Studio Code is one of the tool to do kind of any kind of development. It is not only with Salesforce. You can work with Java, .NET, PHP, any other programming model, Python, everything they can do the development by using this particular tool. Okay, the Salesforce is also support to do your development on VS Code. VS is nothing but Visual Studio Code. It's like Microsoft product kind of thing. The Salesforce support for the development. You can create your lightning component by using this one. Okay. Here, if we have to be create any particular first of all, you have to be download your VS Code. Okay, how you have to be install your VS Code and everything. First of all, before download and install the VS Code, make sure you have Java 11 or above version in your machine. After JS, you have to be install CLI, command line interface. After that, you have to be install Java, okay, VS Code. VS Code download. Go to code.Visual Studio Code. You can simply download. Then you can install. Automatically come this particular thing. If you have to be work the particular Visual Studio Code on Salesforce account and everything, you have to be install one of the extension. What is the name? What Salesforce extension. Salesforce extension pack. You have to be install one of the extension to be work on Salesforce. First of all, whenever you have to be work on this particular Visual Studio Code or anything, first of all, you have to be create a project and with Salesforce account, you have to be work on that one. By first of all, you have to be go to palette. Palette means you can using the keyboard, you have to be type, okay, you have to be click on Control Shift P. Palette it was open. This is the palette. Here you have to be first of all create a project or create project with manifest. You can enter any name like that. Once you have enter name or anything, just a minute, still loading here. 1 minute, it takes some time to load. Okay. See, once you create a project or anything, it will become like this. The components. 1 minute. It takes some time to load here. You will get LWC sign active something. You will get it. Then only you can load. Once you have create a project and everything, to be create any of your LWC component or anything, you can use SFDC. You will search for create lightning web component something component. Once it is active kind of thing, then it will become. You have to be click on create lightning web component something. Automatically, it will be create one lightning web component. After that, you have to be move your component to the particular object. This will be work locally. Okay. Local means you have to be working offline by using VS Code. Okay. See, whenever you have create a project or anything visual with particular Visual Studio Code, where you have to be selected a path, there it will be create all your project and everything. You see, force component, whatever FS classes you have created and everything, it will be added into here. Okay. All components, aura, classes, LWC, pages, and everything will be added within the particular local system. Okay. Local system. Okay. If you, it's not that. Let me close and open. Okay. Here actually, okay. It will be once activating and everything, it will become like this because of what particular folder you have to be go different projects you have. You have to be select that one. It will be reader to the particular project. Once you create a project, if you have to be create any lightning web component, you have to be go to palette, Control Shift P, just you can type like that, create lightning web component. It will be create some of the component. Okay, just wait. It was updating Visual Studio Code. That is the reason not opening. Okay. This is where you can create lightning web component. You no, our main focus will be on lightning web component only. Here we will be teach from base level to advanced level. Guys, okay, if you want to be see the course content in the particular development course or anything, go to our SV TechSoft website. You can go to the online training tab. There you have to be search for Salesforce development. Here you will see what our concept will be teach under Apex development, then Visual Force Base, Lightning Aura, and Lightning LWC. Guys, sorry, I forget to add integrations. Let me add that one. Integration, I forget to add in the course content. Let me add. Okay. In the particular Lightning web component. And this is all about the course content. Okay. If you want to be enroll the course about the regular batch, you have to be click and enroll. You have to be purchase the course through online. Okay. This is all about. Because I have taken a lot of gap to open the BS for my passing data, that is the reason it is asking the updates and everything. Okay. Yeah. What are the benefits you get from this SV text up and everything? Okay. Will be teach the complete training with real-time based training with more and more scenarios, different scenarios. Okay. We do provide the complete training from base level to advanced level. You know, if you doesn't have any experience on coding or anything, no need to worry. We will be teach from the scratch to advanced level. Okay. After completion of the training, you will be get 3+ years of real-time exposure, each and every one. Okay. After completion of the training, you can write the code by your own without depending on anyone. Okay. Even though, okay, we will also to help to clear your certifications as well as the resume preparation. We'll be taking care anyhow. Just a minute, first of all, to create any project in the particular VS Code or anything, we have to be set SRDS create project with manifest. This still activating extension. Yes, I have to be updated this one. It may take time. Okay. When we'll be seeing this thing regular class and everything, how to install, I will do uninstall and then install VS Code and everything. I will show you in live. Okay. How to set up the Java, then how to install the Salesforce SFDX and everything will be seen in the live class. Okay. Guys, do you have any questions so far in this development training? Guys, Nitin, Raghu, Swarup, you guys, do you have any doubts or need any clarification? You know, to learn this development course, make sure you have to be know the Salesforce admin. Without admin, it's too difficult to understand the development activity because we have to be work closely on the objects. Okay. Then we have to be build automation process and everything by using Apex process and everything. Okay. Salesforce administrative is prerequisite. Okay. For this development plan. Okay. As I'm repeating again, in this development will be teach Visual Force Space, Apex development, then Lightning Aura, Lightning Web Component, and integration. The Salesforce developer, the role is very hot cake in the market. Okay. Okay. It's very demand. If you know the LWC, okay, that is also very demandable in this market right now. Okay, we'll be teach all the concepts with more and more real-time scenarios. Okay, guys, let me stop for today demo session. We'll be planned regular batch in the next week. For further information, you will contact the SV Tech Shop. Okay, yeah, you can send an email or you can call or you can send WhatsApp message. Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Okay, if you have any questions or anything, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'm closing up this today's demo session. Yeah. Okay, everyone. If you have no questions, I will be stopped for today's demo. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.